let's talk about like your MEPS experience. A lot of people ask me about MEPS, and I haven't been through it. I went to MEPS once to take my ASVAB, but I didn't actually go through that process.
Yeah, I went to MEPS 2 times. So, let's see. I'm trying to think. I don't really remember how it worked the first time. Oh yeah, so like I set it up. They're like, okay, the first time I took a shuttle, right? So I got lucky because one of the people who were leaving from my recruiter's office, they're like, oh, I'm going the same day. So they just set it up for us to leave the same day. So I got to ride with this girl and her mom. And we ended up becoming really close friends after because she was so cool. And like, I got a number and all that. And,
came to the house a couple times.
Yeah, came to the house a couple times. Yeah, that's how it is in the Air Force, I'm assuming, because people are just like really nice and everyone wants to just like network and stuff like that. So anyway, so I was talking to her on the ride there. We drove all the way to Corona, like the farthest part of Corona you could go from Chino, or from, where did we come from? Ontario, all the way up. So it was like an hour drive. Then what happened is we get to another recruiter's office, we wait inside, and then a shuttle comes. Then like 8 of us hop on a shuttle and drives us all the way to San Diego. It was a long drive, like you could sleep and stuff, whatever. So then we go to the hotel, and it's like a really nice hotel. I think it was like Hyatt or something like that.
Hyatt?
I don't remember. Did you go to the hotel?
No, we went to the motel.
Oh yeah. Wait, both times? Because you came for you didn't go for yourself?
No, I drove down there.
Oh yeah.
But in LA.
Oh okay, yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Anyways, okay, so then we got this really nice hotel. It's huge. Like, so you come in, you go to this like they say like military this way. You go in, and there's like people just lounging. There's like games and stuff like that. There's like some couches, people just listening to music, waiting. And then a lady comes out at like, I think it was like 8 o'clock, and then like she briefs everybody. She's like, okay, so you guys can go to your rooms. Here's your cards. At this time, come back down. We're gonna have dinner, and I'm gonna tell you guys about what's gonna happen tomorrow. So then, basically that's what happened. We got time to like just do whatever. Till we went up to our rooms, and we came back down. We had dinner. They give you like a little stipend, and you guys can just get food and stuff. And then let's see. You're gonna have to cut this part out. I don't remember.
That's fine. Just whatever the major things.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah. So then the next day, so then the lady comes down and then she tells us everything. It might be a guy who knows, and they're just gonna tell you, so here's what's gonna happen tomorrow. You're gonna wake up at 6 in the morning. You're gonna get dressed. You're gonna come down. You're gonna eat breakfast. You can have like 30 minutes to eat breakfast. It's like a continental, so you can have whatever you want. And then, what was it? Then the shuttle comes. Everybody hops on the shuttle. They tell you to call your recruiter will tell you to call his boss, and then you get on the phone with them and you're like, you say your reporting statement, sir, trainee, or last name. Trainee Harris reports as ordered, and he'll be like, okay, hello, I'm here to tell you that whatever it is, don't tell MEPS anything. If nothing changes, you're never sick before, don't say anything new, and basically like that's the rule, like nothing's new. If anything happens to you from the night before, you just say you didn't know that it happened. Like if they're like, oh, there's like what's it called, some weird thing in like your drug test or something, you're just like, oh, I don't even know what happened, and that's basically what they tell you to say. And then so after you hang up with them, you already know. Don't mess up, because they'll be mad at you if you go to MEPS and then they ask you some questions and then you're like, okay, well actually, yeah, you're right, I did smoke last weekend and I was drinking the night before. Like, nah, none of that. So then you get to, you actually get to MEPS, you hop off a bus, they line you up, they're kind of like mean, but it's not like as bad as it's supposed to be at boot camp, but they're kind of mean about it. So then, yeah, you're waiting out there in the cold because it's like 6 in the morning. Okay, so you get to the front of the line, and then you see the actual military police out there, and they're helping you get into the building. And so you have to like take all your bags off, because you have all your stuff from the night before, your bags, your clothes. And then you have to go through a metal detector, like 2 of them or something like that. And then you have to get patted down, and then you have to get the wand thing. So you get in, and they tell you to line up right in front, and then you have like your paperwork, and then they tell you one by one. They say, okay, come in. You walk up to like this front desk, and then they look at your paperwork. Remember your social security number, because they ask you like 1,000,000 times that day. So it's easier if you just remember than having to go find your card. So then they tell you based off what they see. They're like, okay, you're either here to take a test today, you're here because you're shipping out, you're here to just dep in, you're here to get the physical, and they just send you to a whole bunch of rooms. Most likely what you're going to do is you're going to get a physical, you're going to go into a room, you're going to sit there for like an hour. It's like super boring. This lady will come in, she's kind of funny, and
you'll get all the same lady. No?
Yeah, it is, because I went twice. It's the same person. It's the same like 5 people. Everybody knows them. So you get in there, and then they just brief you. They're like, okay, so this is what you're going to do today. First, you're going to go to this room. Second, you go to this room. Then they tell you about like some, what's it called, like sexual harassment things. Like if anyone comes and tries to talk to you or tells you to do anything, don't do it. And then you come find one of these people. And then the boss comes in. He's like, I'm the guy you need to come talk to. If there's any problems, you come to me. So then after that, they have you write some paperwork. Do exactly as they say with the paperwork, because it's a lot. Just listen and be quiet, because when I went the first time I was 17, so I got in trouble because they were like, they already know if you're like Air Force, you're gonna ask questions, and they know, like, they're able to tell who's who, because they said that if you're like Marines, then you come in with like the suit and tie, and then they said if you're like Navy or Army, you come in with like sweats and like a hoodie, and then Air Force is always the first one to ask questions, so that was me, of course. And so don't ask any questions, just pay attention and do exactly as they say. And don't try to go ahead of the paperwork, because you're going to be wrong every time, because you think it's one way, you think you read it right, it's wrong. You don't even know what you're doing. So then after that, they send you to another room, and it's a lot of waiting. Like, just be expecting to have like the longest day. Like, you're not going to get out of there in a couple hours. You're going to be there all day.
This might be its own video. I'll probably cut this as its own.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you want to. So anyway, so you get inside, and then you go to, what is it? There's the 3 places. Honestly, if you just show up in front of people's faces and just move with the quickness, you can actually cut your time. And it doesn't mean you'll be able to go home faster, but you'll be able to go to this lounge waiting room. And the lounge waiting room is just like, you get to watch movies and just eat lunch when it's lunchtime. And that's basically the best place to be. So basically, what I would do is, like, right after you go through the room where they brief you on everything, just try to be the first one to stand up and stuff, and just be in their face, and then they'll be like, okay, you go here, you go here. It's not really that organized, but they'll tell you where to go. So you go in, and they'll be like, okay, first you're going to drug test. And then right when you're done with drug test, go sit down where you know that they're gonna go next. So like the ear test, the vision, or what else? The blood taking. And then once you finish all that, what they do is they stamp your paperwork, and then once you have like every single color, that means that you're like ready for the last one. And the last one is, what is it? The physical. And that is like where they do like the duck walk, and then you have to like stretch, and they show like how much you can turn your body and stuff like that. And
is there any tips to do that?
Stretch before you go, and try not to be like off balance, because they'll come look at you. Like, if you just like act like everyone else, they'll just be okay, you're fine. But if you're like wobbling and stuff, they'll come, they'll be like, do that again, let me see, and then you have to do all this stuff. And it's like, it's kind of weird in the beginning, but it's whatever. Everyone's just standing there in their underwear and socks, in like huge room of just all guys or all girls, depending on where. And then the first time I went, I had to like pee, because I went to go pee the first time and I couldn't do it because I guess I didn't drink enough water. But if you don't pee by 10 o'clock, then they'll disqualify you. So make sure you drink water. So then what I did is I went to go find a jug of water like this, and I was just drinking it. But that was the worst thing, because then after I had to pee like 5 times. So like every time I get to another room, like I like have to run away and go to the restroom, and then everyone's just like Air Force, like every time. So I remember at the end when we were doing like the duck walk, I was like, I can't take it anymore. So like everyone's doing the duck walk, I just got up, threw my pants on, because you gotta remember you're naked and you can't run through the halls. So I threw my clothes on. I don't even think I put my shoes on, and I just ran out with my paperwork. Oh, don't set your paperwork down. Take it everywhere you go. You'll get in a lot of trouble, because they'll think like you were trying to like mess with the documents. So if you ever need to go somewhere, you tell someone, okay, this is my paperwork, what do you want me to do with it? Or you hold on to it. Just do whatever they say. Don't set your paperwork down, and don't leave it anywhere. Don't forget it, because you'll be disqualified right then. So then after all that, the doctors will give you a physical. Then there's one more guy at the end of it all. You go to a room, and like that one kind of takes a while, because it's one doctor per one person, and they have to go through each person, and they tell you basically, all right, looks like all your paperwork's good. you don't have any illness or whatever, and then that's when you take the recruiter's advice and you tell them nothing new, nothing's changed, everything on the paperwork is correct. After that, you'll go around back to that waiting room. It's probably around lunchtime. Then they'll ask you to dep in if you haven't done it yet. That's pretty easy, but it does take a while. You go put your fingerprint in the system. You go around another room and you all just wait. And then about 5 at a time, you go into this room with like flags and a little stage and a podium. And what is it? Then there's a guy like, all right, repeat after me. You repeat after him, everything he says. And then sometimes people's parents are there. Mine weren't. It's not that serious. And what was it?
For him.
And then, after that, you go back into the waiting room again. That's like the best place to be. Oh, by the way, there's a room for your bags. They're not going to let you back in there, so whatever you need, make sure you have it. But if you really beg, like I left some stuff in there, like some paperwork, they'll let you, but it's like locked and everything, so you can't just go get it. You have to go find someone to ask you to unlock the door to get inside. It's like a whole thing, so make sure you just have all your stuff with your bags, and make sure you put everything inside your bag so nothing gets taken. And then the last thing is, you'll go to they call them like your liaison for what branch you are. So it's like Air Force, Army, all that. And then you'll go in, and then that's when you come out with your jobs list. And my recruiter said it didn't really matter, and he was right, but I don't know what your guys' recruiter said, so make sure you guys just listen. But basically, he'll say, okay, this is the jobs you qualify for, pick 5. And then my liaison was kind of cool, so he was just like, look, you could just put down whatever 5, we just need you to fill it out, and then you can go back to your recruiter and change it later. But for some people, it might not be that way, so make sure you talk to your recruiter first and get that information down. So after you fill that out, you're basically done. And then you just wait for everyone else to finish, or you can get picked up or leave. If you drove your own car, you can leave. If you didn't, like me, then you have to wait for the bus to come back. And you wait for everyone to finish, you hop on the bus, you get on another shuttle, and you come back home. And that was basically it for that.
When I went to MEPS, they said I couldn't leave unless somebody was there to like pick me up though. I don't know why they did that, but when I went...
Did you wait for everyone to be done?
No, because I was just there to take my ASVAB. So when I went there, they were like, you can't leave. And I was like, well, my dad's outside. And they're like, well, he has to come get you. They're like, he has to come like to the place. Well, this was LA MEPS.
Oh, maybe that's...
So maybe it's different. I don't know. But they're like, you can't. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, well, what if I came by myself? I gotta wait till somebody pulls up my car.
Yeah, I don't even know.
I don't know. But usually you have to wait for your recruiter to come get you. That's what they said at LA. They're like, yeah, I don't know what that was about.
Yeah, for us, we just hopped on a bus and we took off.
Well, yeah, you guys, I only came by myself.
The other time you picked me up, because, all right, so they lost my paperwork, right? And I had to go back to MEPS again and do everything again. And
MEPS lost his paperwork.
Yes, MEPS lost my paperwork.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, this is what I'm saying about the military. It takes some time to get things done. Because I thought I was all good. And then I got a call from our recruiter. He's like, oh yeah, all your paperwork's lost. You have to go back up to San Diego. So then the second time I went, I just went. I didn't want to do the hotel thing. So I just had my mom and my sister drive me up there. We got a motel. I just did everything quick because I already knew how to do it. I didn't have to swear in again. I just like took the blood test, the vision, the physical.
Did you have to do like the duck walk and all that again?
Yeah, I had to do that again. Yeah.
They be slacking sometimes.
Yeah. And then after that, what was it? I think that was it. Oh yeah, and then they told me I could leave because I talked to my liaison. I was like, can I go now? He's like, yeah, it's fine. So I texted my mom. I was like, all right, I'm coming out. Grab my bag and stuff. And that was basically it.
Yeah, that took a couple hours.
Yeah.
Hours, like all day basically. MEPS. Okay, do another pose so I can make this a separate video.
Okay. Wait,
I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
That's fine. Just do that pose. It's funny.
Okay. Okay. Any other MEP tips? Like they always tell me to clean out your ears because I guess they clean your ears.
Clean your ears out. I passed like 100% on the ears thing both times. They're like, whoa, you have the Nighthawk hearing vision. And I was like, you already know.
One of my subscribers, hey girl, she actually just swore in, was it today or yesterday? One of these days, and so she was telling me, she's like, make sure you clean your ears out and all this stuff, and she was giving me tips. So
oh yeah, you gotta learn how to read. It's kind of weird. They give you a paragraph. They give you a paragraph, like a piece of paper, and then you're just like, all right, read this, and it's all like somewhere it's like the mysterious father of something, and then it's like a whole, and there's a guy standing next to you, he's just like listening, and then you have to finish the paragraph. He's like, all right, good.
Are they making sure you don't have a list or
I think they make sure you're not illiterate. But yeah, you have to read like
that's actually
yeah.
Sally sells seashells by the seashore.
What was that?
She can't get it.
That's it, you're out. No.
Complete all these nursery rhymes. What's the one where it's like Jack? What's it?
Jack be nimble?
No.
Jack and Jill?
No, the one that's like what's it called?
Jack Frost?
Jack something. It's like Sally sells seashells by the seashore.
Oh no, you're talking about the pepper.
Yeah, the pepper one.
If you guys know, comment below.
What's
where we stop?
The pepper? I don't know. The pepper.
There's a pepper one.
Jack sold the.
We're gonna get it and then just cut to that point, and then once we have it,
there's some kind of thing. It's like Sally sold seashells by the seashore.
Pickle pepper. Peter Piper.
Peter Piper. If you knew that, put a pepper in the description. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. How many pickled peppers did Peter Piper pick?
Yeah.
We got this. So there's like a nursery rhyme job. You like. In the military, one of the jobs
for the Air Force.
We have this really hard riddle. We need
Private, we need you.
I got this, guys. He's the tongue twister master.
Private, riddle me this.
The enemy has just another riddle. Right.
Oh man.